Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Toronto Raptors. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello. On the sideline, David Aldridge. Well, Mike, tonight the culmination of all the hard work put in during the offseason.
And not just by the players. You have front offices trying to retool to get better, and coaches scheming to get the most out of the players they have.
And that's a daily job, isn't it, all season long?
Staying on top of them, making sure that they have an understanding of what they are supposed to accomplish with each and every workout.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. After the miss from Marcus Camby. Mills with it, Camby picks, and we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Milwaukee Bucks going up against the Chicago Bulls. Here with Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, I'm Kevin Harlan. And getting the inside reporting from the sideline, it's David Aldridge. Mike, nothing quite like opening day in the NBA. A lot of optimism to go around as teams dream all season of winning it all.
Yeah, it's the hope that kills you, though. But half of the fun is finding out how great your team is along the way.
Here's Winston. The kick out to Frazier. Takes a three. Ori with the rebound. Here's Farrell. Ready to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Chicago Bulls as they go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Coach Mike Fratello. On our sideline, David Aldridge. And at this stage of the season, a lot of teams are still trying to figure things out, Mike. How long does it take to know what kind of squad you've got to work with?
Just looking at the roster before the season, a coach has a sense. But it's now, when the games finally count, that you start to identify what your true weaknesses are and what needs to be worked on.
Really good pass from Lewis that time, demonstrating once again that he's a total team for
sports for another edition of NBA basketball. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Orlando Magic. Along with Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting in from the sideline. Well, it's no secret that they are off to a super difficult start. Very rough beginning, Mike. How do you turn things around if you're coaching the team like this?
I think it's about trying to keep things simple, taking it one game at a time and trying to find ways to gradually improve.
And knowing it's a long marathon. I mean, there's nothing short about the season. A lot of games to play. There's time to work these things out.
And sometimes the games are your learning situations rather than practices, which are hard to come by nowadays.
Folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night. of the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, we've got the Seattle Supersonics playing against the Boston Celtics here in Boston. I'm Kevin Harlan with Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg. On the sideline, David Aldridge. Now we're still early in the season. Mike, how long does it take teams who've had off-season roster shakeups, a complete makeover, to settle things into place?
You know, it all depends on chemistry. Some guys can easily drop into a new team, but for others, it could take a few months to find the rhythm.
And you're bringing guys in, but you've got to know exactly how they're wired, too, don't you? Do they fit? Do they mesh with the rest of the guys you've got on the existing one?
Yeah, you have to fix
You sports fans, you've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Los Angeles Clippers as they go up against the Washington Wizards. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello. And from the sidelines tonight, we have David Aldridge. And we expect both teams to play an up-tempo style of basketball. Mike, they love to get out and run.
Conditioning will become a factor with how they play. Should make for an exciting game for the fans.
And for the broadcasters. Now here's Edwards. Pass to McDice. There's the pass to Chambers. Just 5 to shoot. Launches it. No good. As the Clippers taking it the other way. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Well, you know, they hung in there right until the end, but just
for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Boston Celtics. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, with David Aldridge joining us on the sideline. How much weight do you put on these early season standings, considering it's such a long season?
Well, you have to give some credit to the top teams, but you also have to consider that some of these units are still getting the feel for how to play with each other.
So as a broadcaster, as a person that covers the league as you do, but who's also coach, is there a game number you put on? Do you want to get through a quarter of the season, a third of the season? What is it? You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the Vancouver Grizzlies going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, I'm Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Early on in the season still, Mike, what is it that teams are focusing on during this particular time segment?
Teams are still learning each other at this point. It's very early on, and coaching staffs are figuring out strengths, weaknesses. What do they really have on their squad?
And it can't be done overnight, can it? It usually takes some time to figure out what you have and what you don't have.
I always felt that it was at least 20 games into the season before you really had it figured out.
Madson's shot is good.
they drew first blood.
Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. And tonight our matchup, you'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Detroit Pistons. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello. And we've got David Aldridge joining us from the sidelines. Well, Mike, we're still early in this season, obviously, and lots of games left. What things are important during this particular part of the year?
I think a goal for every coach is find out your best closing five. Figuring out who you want out there when it matters the most.
And does it take a whole season to get that done, do you think, to you really have that firm in your mind as a coach?
Sometimes you lose a key player for a significant amount of time, so when he returns, is he ready to fit right back in with the other four players?
On 2K Sports, can't wait to get some NBA action going. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Miami Heat here in Miami. With Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting in from the sidelines. Well, Mike, this one should be interesting. Always a special night when we get to see two rivals go head-to-head.
Especially when it's within the same conference. These teams know each other so well. Going to the second and third option might be necessary tonight because they know what's coming on that first option. But can we keep the execution going, getting to the second and third options to get better shots?
I love it. We'll be looking. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, we've got the Charlotte Hornets playing against the New York Knicks. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Coach Mike Fratello. On our sideline, David Aldridge. And this is around the time, Mike, we start to find out which players have made the biggest strides in their personal games.
That's what's great about the early season. You see the work that the players put in the last few months really paying off. It's amazing the leaps some guys make from one year to the next.
Probably hard to find anything more gratifying for a coach than to see those kind of adjustments and advances in a player's game. Am I right?
You have to give players credit for putting the hard work in. Did they waste the offseason, or did they help take their game to another level?
Howard finds Ewing. Here's Barry. And the three off target. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors. Everybody, this is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Utah Jazz as they play against the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm Kevin Harlan. Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello are with me at the table. And on the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. We're close to Thanksgiving, Mike. I know you're excited. I know I am. We love Turkey Day.
We like to have an early dinner as a family. Early, so I can go back for more later on. And then, maybe a walk in the evening after an early dinner always makes room for more.
He's a guy that has some fire to him, both on the floor and in the locker room. Mourning is that guy that loves to motivate himself and his team.
Us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. Moments away, it'll be the Sacramento Kings going up against the Denver Nuggets. Alongside Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us from the sidelines. Mike, offensively, both teams rely on execution in the half court.
It's a fine art. You have to move the ball. You have to take good shots. This is going to be a tactical battle.
No one loves passing, Mike, more than you.
More people that touch the ball, it makes everybody feel like they're involved in the game, involved in that possession.
Here's Abdul Rauf. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Pass to Chaney. From deep three-point range, at the line, you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Atlanta Hawks. I'm Kevin Harlan with Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg. On the sideline, David Aldridge. And the three-point shot likely to be a key factor here tonight, Mike. Both these teams do a lot of damage from behind the arc.
It's a strategy more and more teams lean on every season, but it can be risky. If the shots aren't dropping early, the game plan has to change in a hurry.
I bet you're right. Now, here's Harrington. Good.
Little plays like that are big plays. They can make all the difference sometimes. Not boxing out on the free throws, an absolute killer.
It's time for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Orlando Magic in this one as they go up against the Detroit Pistons. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, with David Aldridge joining us on the sideline. So Detroit will get the first possession. Now Alston. There's the triple. They get it again. They shoot again. He takes it up and lays it in.
Getting aggressive and creating a second chance opportunity. Exactly what coaches want to see.
Back to Ellis. From 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. And tonight we'll see the Dallas Mavericks as they go up against the Vancouver Grizzlies. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello. On the sideline, David Aldridge. And Vancouver starts out with the ball. Pippen feeling it out a bit. Pass to Divac. Here's Madison. Here's Elliott. Offline with his three. Martin the pass to Cook. Martin kicks to Cook. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New Jersey Nets going up against the New York Knicks. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello. And we've got David Aldridge joining us from the sidelines. Well, we're expecting a low-scoring game here tonight, Mike. Both teams have dominant defenses.
And that starts with their effort. They each play really hard on the defensive end. Whichever team that makes their jump shots, I think they win this one.
Mike, home or on the road, defense travels, doesn't it? I mean, we know that to be one of the things that all coaches kind of try to hang their hat on.
You're not going to make shots every night, whether you're home or on the road. But you know you can play hard every night at the defensive end of the floor.
That's a nice shot by Ewing.
The paint is really Ewing's domain. He uses his size and length to just own the inside.
Out to the right wing. Thursday evening to you, 2K Sports presents the NBA. In this game, we'll see the Denver Nuggets against the San Antonio Spurs. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello. And from the sidelines tonight, we have David Aldridge. We can have a real backcourt duel here, Mike. Here we go. Some talented guards on both of these lineups.
As a coach, you got to plan for these situations because strategy is how you win in close matchups when you don't have the obvious advantage at a position.
Would you always begin, Mike, when you were putting out your game plan? Let's begin with what my guards have got to face, what they've got to do, and then work your way to the front line. How would you do that as a coach?
You know that you have to have matchups available for your team if you're going to go through a shoot-around, if you're going to go through a...
Today on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. And tonight, we've got the Indiana Pacers playing against the Orlando Magic. I'm Kevin Harlan. Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello are with me at the table. And on the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. And it's going to be the Magic off the tip. Here's Delp. On the wing, Ellis. Three-pointer. They get it back. And the basket by Austin.
Right now, it's simply the second shots that are killing them. I mean, they've got to do a better job securing the miss after playing solid defense.
And it's so deflating giving up a score.
We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Here with Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, I'm Kevin Harlan. And getting the inside reporting from the sideline, it's David Aldridge. So the Lakers will get the first possession. Phillips with the ball. Here's Ilgauskas. And yes, a nice assist from Phillips.
You know, the fact that Chauncey Billups is such a great decision maker is why you want him running your club from the point guard spot.
Thursday night of the NBA. Our game tonight featuring the Toronto Raptors as they go up against the Atlanta Hawks. I'm Kevin Harlan with Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg. On the sideline, David Aldridge. And it's the Hawks to start out. Jackson with it. The Hawks working the ball around.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
It's stolen by Davis. They swipe it. Van Horn, the pass to Kim. Basket counts. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. And on tap tonight, it's the Houston Rockets going up against the Detroit Pistons. With Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting in from the sideline. With these two great rebounding teams set to go at it, Mike, how do you think the battle of the boards will shape up in this one?
In any matchup, rebounding is one of the most important elements to winning. Offensively, it leads to extra possessions, and defensively, it limits the number of possessions your opponent has.
Little basketball 101 for you folks out there. So it's the Pistons now. Person, the pass to Aguirre. Misses the three. Cartwright with it. O'Neal inside. It's against BA. Live on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Vancouver Grizzlies. Along with Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting in from the sideline. Mike, for teams that are in a mid-season slump, what are coaches telling their players to do and to keep their spirits up?
It all depends on the problem. Is it effort? Is it confidence? Is it a personal conflict? Coaches have to be psychologists.
Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Timberwolves at Target Center. Right side, Williams. Pass to Cox. Outside, Kobe. From 2K Sports, it's time for NBA action. Moments away, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Sacramento Kings. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello on the sideline, David Aldridge. Mike, here we are in the middle of this season, the wear and tear starting, I think, in some teams to become a factor in some of these matchups.
Staying healthy is such a blessing during a season. All teams have to deal with injuries to some degree.
But that is the curveball, isn't it? Probably more than anything else, dealing with losing either a prominent guy or a big bench guy.
That's why depth of the roster is so important. General managers that understand you're going to have injuries. Can we cover each position with the roster that we put together?
On this Christmas Eve and tonight, we've got the Seattle Supersonics playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Alongside Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us from the sideline. Mike, now that we're halfway through the season, what's most important for teams to focus on moving forward?
I think it's about hitting your stride at the right time. For the teams in the playoff picture, trying to peak heading into the postseason is so important.
Boy, that would seem to be a very hard thing to know, how to get your team to peak at the right moment.
You always hear of coaches and players talking about the peaks and valleys of the NBA season. Why not peak at the right time?
Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Seattle Supersonics. Here with Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, I'm Kevin Harlan. And getting the inside reporting from the sideline, it's David Aldridge. At this point, Mike, how much do you know about your team as a coaching staff? How many tweaks can be made in what you've got in front of you?
Most coaches know what their fate is going to be at this point. Are we contenders? Can we make the playoffs? They know what needs to happen for these goals to be obtained.
Here's Buckner. Now Boykins on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Portland Trailblazers going up against the Phoenix Suns. With Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting in from the sidelines. For the teams, Mike, at this portion of the season that are struggling, is this the point of the year where you start thinking about making some trades, or is that a constant thought on coaches' minds and on your general manager's mind?
That's mostly up to the front office to keep that line of communication open between staff and front office. But as a coach, you look inward.
NBA action on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the Golden State Warriors going up against the Orlando Magic. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Coach Mike Fratello. On our sideline, David Aldridge. Mike, here we are, smack dab in the heart of the season. Is it fair to call these the dog days? Some teams call it that. Some writers call it that. Did you ever?
Absolutely. Everyone is slogging through this portion of the schedule. Those little aches all pile up. No one's 100%. I don't care what they say. You just have to fight through it.
We don't have those kind of days on broadcasting, do we? We're up for every game and ready to go.
You have it.
We have for you tonight as we get set to bring you NBA action on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the New Jersey Nets. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, with David Aldridge joining us on the sidelines. And some of the rookies now getting their feet wet, Mike, in the NBA. What are some of the more difficult adjustments to make as an NBA rookie?
Learning all the rotations and defensive nuances off the court, the travel, being away from the family, and on and on.
And do you give them to it in small portions? Do you try to lay the whole thing out in front of them? What's the timing of things like that?
And you understand, Kevin, that when the race begins, you got to stay up with the rest of the people or your horse is finishing last.
That's a tough play. Sports Live Saturday night coverage of the NBA. Thanks for tuning in. Our game tonight featuring the Miami Heat as they go up against the Utah Jazz at Vivint Smart Home Arena. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello. And we've got David Aldridge joining us from the sideline. It'll be the Heat off the tip. Here's Miller. Good for Miller. Warren with the ball. Pass to Rose. Bradley is screen on Pierce. Everyone from everyone here at 2K Sports. Nothing like the NBA for Turkey Day. We'll watch the Toronto Raptors in this one as they go up against the Dallas Mavericks at the American Airlines Center. With Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting in from the sideline. And Mike, we definitely want to keep an eye on the center matchup here tonight. It should be a battle.
Yeah, I think both players are coming into this one with some extra motivation. They can't get caught up in the individual matchup. It's about succeeding as a team.
Spoken like a true coach. Here's DeHare. Fires for three. That one, no good. Here's Dallas. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Moments away, it'll be the Denver Nuggets going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Alongside Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us from the sideline. And it's the Hawks to start out. Now here is Davis. And they double up Davis. Pass to Stojakovic. Off target with his three. Outside Robinson. On the pass to Houston. Jacks up a three. Denver the rebound. Passes. Another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, I'm Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Tip-off goes to the Clippers. And there's Terry. Frazier outside. Lets the three fly. Aguirre grabs the miss. Alston against Frazier. It's time for NBA action. Coming to you live on this Saturday night. And tonight, we've got the Seattle Supersonics playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Coach Mike Fratello. On our sideline, David Aldridge. So the Timberwolves win the tip. Here is Boykins. Pass to Allen from past the arc. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Allen is lights out as a three-point shooter. Love how fast his release is. Staple gun quick.
Van Exel kicks to Grant. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. And tonight we've got the Memphis Grizzlies playing against the Houston Rockets. Along with Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting in from the sideline. One of these teams is getting a much-needed win tonight, Coach.
You can sense some desperation on both sides. These organizations are frustrated from top to bottom. And, of course, their fans are piling on.
Oh, yeah, we hear it every time we get in this building. Now here's Parker.
Memphis foul call. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Hamilton, banked in off the glass.
This is ideally how you start the game off. Nice bucket.
Good execution right from the jump. That's got to take some pressure off.
High post Divac, pass to Elliott. Tuesday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Hornets going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And a slow start out of the gate for a few teams. We thought, Greg, we're going to be title contenders.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're talented, you play down to your competition. This might just be a wake-up call. I think ultimately these clubs will be fine.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
Boy, like the energy and confidence Brown brings, especially from deep, where he's a dangerous threat to knock down these trades.
Here is Boykins. Pass to Outlaw. It's good, assisting on the play one. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the Orlando Magic. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And we find out a lot about teams at this stage of the year, Greg. It becomes pretty clear where the soft spots are.
Yeah, this is where the general managers earn their keep. There's plenty of time until the trade deadline when there's a clear issue. A GM's got to start working the phones and address it.
McDyess, good.
And using the skill to make up for the size. McDyess getting it done.
Inside. Everyone, thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Boston Celtics. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Greg, we know it's still early in this season, but how significant is it for a team to have a hot start to the season or a cold start to the season?
You know, I think it can give some indication of their overall strength. But, Kevin, so much can happen in the course of a season. Don't go judging these teams just yet.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
To the paint, here's Bryant on 2K Sports. Welcomes you to Wednesday afternoon basketball. We'll watch the Portland Trailblazers in this one as they go up against the Washington Wizards. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. I know we're in the starting stages of the season, but Greg, how much can you tell about your squad at this juncture?
Kevin, actually a lot. Listen, the title contending teams, they know they've got something special brewing already. I actually think you normally get that feeling in training camp.
Boy, the aggressiveness of Mourning inside, I like it. I mean, when he's this deep, he's looking to throw it down.
Saturday night and live on 2K Sports. We've got the excitement of the NBA for you tonight. And tonight, we'll see the Golden State Warriors. They'll go up against the Indiana Pacers. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Well, every team trying to still figure out, Greg, their playing time. At what point do you feel teams have an established rotation?
Depends on the team, Kevin. You figure you want some consistency not too far into the season.
Now here's Williams.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
Warriors foul. Rounded down. First personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, the Warriors. Here's Temple. Drops in the layup for two.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be.
You live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. We'll watch the Chicago Bulls in this one as they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. We're expecting some fireworks tonight with two high-powered offenses going head-to-head.
And, Kevin, we'll see if either side can make an impact defensively. They're going to have their hands full, but it'll come down to which side can make the timely stop.
Outlaw with it, guarded by Marion. And there's Maggette. That's good on the assist from Outlaw.
A decent threat from beyond the arc. When Maggette knocks these down, it really ups his confidence.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Arenas. Please say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. Moments away, it'll be the Denver Nuggets going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And that's right, NBA fans. It's a brand new season. Day one is upon us, and we've got some great games for you.
Kevin, one of my favorite days of the year. These fans have waited all summer to see their teams back in action, and you can feel the joy throughout the league.
Here's Mashburn over Robinson. Mashburn no good. Outside Robinson, stolen. To a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Toronto Raptors as they go up against the Houston Rockets here in Toyota Center. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. The season is still so young, but Greg, how much do these teams know each other at this point of the year?
Kevin, you're still learning the new plays and terminology and possibly teammates. The first few weeks are huge for the chemistry and trust of the team, and the foundation that's been set all season long.
Now, here is O'Neal, coming off a solid outing against Indiana. Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there.
Way too strong down low. O'Neal, a dominant force near the basket.
Williamson, the pass to Gooden. 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. Tonight, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs as they play against the New York Knicks. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Working through the early stages of the season, Greg, how long does it take for teams to establish rotations?
Kevin, some teams know day one how they're going to look, but for a lot of teams that made roster changes, maybe coaching changes, it could literally take half the season to figure it out.
A floater, rebounded by Hardy. Last game for the Spurs, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Suns. Smith, the pass to Lou. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Last day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. We'll watch the Toronto Raptors in this one as they go up against the Phoenix Suns here in Phoenix. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. It'll be the Suns off the tip. Pass to Murdoch over Williams. Misses off the left iron. Here's Van Horn. Coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. You know, Greg, the discipline each team plays with is really impressive, isn't it?
And Kevin, both these squads take their time on offense. They work the ball around to get the best quality shot per possession.
Neely gets the bucket. Neely's got the first basket of the game for the Bucks.
And far from just a scorer, Hardaway is also adept at finding...
Obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Portland Trail Blazers in this one as they go up against the New Orleans Hornets. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. And I know this is a matchup, Greg, that gets the purists revved up. These are two of the best passing teams in the league.
And that translates to two of the smartest teams in the league. Both squads like to spread the touches and keep everyone involved on offense.
Now, here's Wade. Harris passes to James. Wade against Carter. With some arc. 5 on the clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Wade can't hit. Here is Kidd against Charlotte. He was really on his game. Sports, we have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Bobcats going up against the Washington Wizards. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Greg, we could be in for a low-scoring game, considering this is a matchup of two defensive-minded teams.
Yeah, and Kevin, I know for casual fans, low-scoring games might seem unexciting, but if you watch carefully, great defense is really fun to watch. So I'm pretty excited.
Here's McDyess. Here's Mourning. An easy 2 points on the layup. Mourning's got the opening bucket of the night here for Washington.
Check out Mourning inside, where he operates with such confidence. This close in, he knows he's got the shot.
Brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. And tonight, we'll see the Houston Rockets as they go up against the Philadelphia 76ers. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. And we know it hasn't been an ideal season for either of these squads so far, Greg, but really, both are struggling to find momentum.
Kevin, you hate to see it. Neither of these teams have gained any kind of traction in the standings, and you can see it starting to weigh on them.
Now, here is George. Here's Mashburn. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the Sacramento Kings. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And Greg, when you take a glance at these teams, they love attacking in transition. I think we're going to see baseline-to-baseline basketball.
Oh, absolutely. For me, the difference maker will be which team can slow the other down. I think that's who wins this game ultimately.
Varejão's shot is good.
Pass-first mindset of Paul. When you leave somebody open on his squad, he's going to make you pay for it.
They get a handoff. Fans to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight it'll be the Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the Chicago Bulls. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And an interconference rivalry game tonight. These teams, Greg, don't meet often, but they have some history.
And Kevin, you know there's animosity when your rival isn't in the same conference, much less division. This is always a fun one.
Now, here's Yao. Smith with a screen on Gortat. Here's Yao. And the call. That one is no good. Keefe passes to Arenas. Floats one up. Basketball fans to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Portland Trailblazers as they go up against the Philadelphia 76ers here in Wells Fargo Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And Greg, these teams tend to control the game by controlling the glass.
Yeah, and that makes for a physical atmosphere, Kevin. There's going to be some bumping and grinding out there tonight.
Here's Rush. The pass to Randall. Takes the 13-footer, and it's in off the backboard.
That mid-range shot is still dangerous. It's clear Randolph has it going on from there.
Allen passes to Brown. Do another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. And tonight, we've got the New York Knicks up against the Miami Heat here in Miami. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Now Nash. Inside. It's hauled in by Newman. Here's Toscano. Into the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. And on tap tonight, it's the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And two Titans of the game going head-to-head tonight here at Center, Greg. This is the matchup everyone will be watching.
And how can you not when you have a talented center matchup like we have tonight? I don't expect either player to give an inch.
Now here's Dragic. Some nice passing there by Memphis. The three. It's rebounded by Kelly. Last outing for Memphis, they won that game against the Clippers. Mobley outside. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. You'll watch the Chicago Bulls in this one as they go up against the New Jersey Nets. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. Be the Nets off the tip. Now here is Lawson. Lawson outside. Makes it off the glass.
I think he's got a big speed advantage in that matchup. It could actually be a blow by every single time.